When it comes to gig work, whether we're talking about passenger delivery with Uber and Lyft, or we're talking about food drivers, talking about Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, things like that, which one poses the greatest risk to the driver? So we're going to be talking about today. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. Now, make no mistake about it, I've said many times on the channel, I do not do food delivery. Nevertheless, I was asked this question, so I wanted to present it to the folks. I know many of you that are into gig work like myself, you actually do both food delivery and passenger transport. I only do passenger transport. I've only worked for Uber and Lyft. I've tried the food delivery for an exceptionally short period of time. I did not favor it, so I terminated doing that for a living. But many of you folks do. As you know, we cover a host of stories of drivers facing unsavory endings. Anything from simply being beaten by the passengers to having your car stolen to complete loss of life. So some really bad things happen to us. Generally, I see it in the passenger transport side of things. But I want to ask you folks who deliver food, for you folks doing both, which one do you believe is more dangerous? And I'm asking this because I had folks ask me as a content creator, which one do I believe is more dangerous? It was a female looking to get into gig work, but, you know, seen plenty of stories on this channel and many other stories from content creators about how dangerous gig work is, and wanted to know which one would be a little bit more safer than the other. Now, based on my personal analysis, even though I don't deliver food, I tend to believe food delivery is probably safer than passenger transport. But I want to ask that for you folks in the comments. State which one do you believe poses the most risk. Reason I say that is because food is not going to beat your ass. You're never going to get the shit beat out of you by a can of soda or a bag of French fries. However, passengers are a different story. Hamburgers don't get drunk. So I do believe that is one case. I mean, a pork chop sandwich never tried to fuck me. So I want to ask you though, because at the end of the day, there are some dangers delivering food. I covered a story, I think it was out of Ocala, Florida, where a DoorDash driver went to make a delivery and some ex-con literally snatched him into the home and chopped him to pieces. Literally talking about garbage bags full of this driver were later recovered by the sheriff's department. Happened in the state of Florida. So there are some inherent dangers, obviously, for food delivery as well. I think there was another case we covered where a food delivery driver was taken into a home and sexually assaulted quite a bit. So there are some cases, but in rideshare, particularly with carjackings, we get carjacked a lot for you Uber and Lyft drivers. That happens a lot to Uber and Lyft drivers. DoorDash drivers, I gotta assume it happens as well. However, when it comes to red flags, and you should always be aware of your surroundings, have situational awareness when you're doing this. There are things that may set off a food delivery person, but a driver for Uber and Lyft may not catch it, such as when you're delivering food, you're going to generally a residence, whereas when you're picking up passengers, you may have somebody put the symbol in the middle of a shopping mall parking lot where nobody's at. You shouldn't be delivering food to a desolate area like that. You know you may be picking up passengers like that. So the driver may drive to this very rural area and think nothing's wrong. The passenger is just out here stranded for some reason or something like that. Yours truly, there's no damn way I'm going to an area that is deserted and picking somebody up. They can catch the next car. Every trip is not good money. But plenty of folks pick that type of shit up. You're not going to do that in food delivery. You're not going to go to these rural areas. Unless I'm wrong, let me know. Because I'm not a fan of going to pick up a passenger, let's say standing by the bank of a river. There's no properties out here. I got a trip. Apparently somebody's standing at the edge of the river waiting for a trip. Shit like that actually happens in Uber and Lyft. No damn way I'm showing up, because how do you know that passenger doesn't expect to put you in the river when you arrive. Don't go to deserted areas, particularly those drivers that drive after hours. You already know what I say here. Nothing good happens after midnight. So I don't even do late hour trips. But a lot of you folks, maybe you work in a day job and you do this on the side as a side hustle. It's more advantageous for you to work after hours. You can do the hours. You don't have the traffic. Maybe you favor working at night. But the dangers for passenger transport undeniably increase significantly after dark. But food delivery is what I'm questioning because I am pleading ignorance. I don't know what food delivery is like. Let me hear of some of the dangers that happen in food delivery. Is that something you should even worry about? I did it for a short time. One of the things I did not like is having to go in apartment buildings. I had one lady had ordered some McDonald's or some shit, and I had to go in the building and downstairs, and she lived like near the laundry room or something like that. The pay for me is not any greater than ride sharing, where you don't have to get out the car at all. So it didn't make any sense to me. But a lot of folks do food delivery because you don't have to worry about talking to a bag of French fries, whereas passengers want to start a conversation. And like I stated before, you don't ever have to worry about having some hot dog try to have sex with you like some drunk passenger might. But I want to hear from you. What do you see as the perceived dangers? What are the risk assessment? Do you see as significant a risk working for DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, or some food delivery compared to working for Uber and Lyft? Let me know if I'm wrong. Even though I don't do food delivery, I do believe food delivery is much, much safer. But as I stated, you guys may have a difference of opinion. I'll see you in the comments as always. Subscribe to the damn channel. Catch you later.
For the love.